Welcome to the HR Happy Hour Work Break. You're here with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey, Trish McFarland, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I was going to say I just about said happy Tuesday, but I think it's actually Wednesday.
We're losing track of days left and right over here.
I'm not sure what year it is either.
I know. It's a challenge, isn't it?
It's been set. We've lived 7 years inside of 1 year. That's for sure. If you think about like the first 3 months of the year and then the last 7 or so, right? And who knows what's happening next, but yeah, we're here.
Some days feel longer than others, Steve.
Yeah, this is one of them, I think.
So what have you been doing today? What's going on?
Been busy. Yeah, of course. We just been edited the show this morning. I guess I spent some time on that. The new HR Happy Hour podcast posted a couple of hours ago with our friends from Movila, Mike Senka and Jason Seiden. So that ran today. So folks can check that out on the HR Happy Hour podcast network. It's a pretty fun show. Although the beginning was a little shaky, largely because of me, because I started the show with like random question of the podcast, right, that I asked you. I don't know if you remember. We recorded this a couple of weeks ago. Do you remember like the weird question I asked?
I do. I don't want to even give it away. I will just tell people that sometimes you ask me things so out of left field that I'm just like floored. I think our guests were too, but luckily they're friends of ours, so I think it worked out all right.
Yeah, so they recovered, so we got that going, and yeah, I've been reviewing. The other thing I did spend some time on today, and we might as well promote this as well because you're a big part of this show as well. HR Tech Conference Online coming up in less than 2 weeks now, or actually 2 weeks from, 2 weeks from yesterday. Right. I was reviewing top HR products of the year video demos. Reviewed, I think 4 or 5 of them today. Good. As they're getting queued up to run at the conference in a couple of weeks. And so shout out to some of our friends. I'm going to leave somebody out because I don't remember them all, but I saw the one from Oracle today. I saw Tom, your friend Tom and mine, Tom Hammond from Paychex. I watched their demo today. Our friends from Oracle, Christine Yukoi was a great friend of mine from back at my time there. And Pluto, the diversity inclusion one I looked at today, and one other that I'm at. Oh, Workday, the Workday People Experience solution I looked at today. So
I have to tell you,
I'm really I know we're name dropping a lot on the show lately, but that's kind of what I was doing today.
No, that's fine. I'll be honest, I don't know much about Pluto, and obviously diversity and inclusion is hugely important right now. I was actually just listening to SAP SuccessFactors had a live discussion today about that very topic that I was watching. So
yeah, I would say if you're not familiar with Pluto, and many folks aren't, certainly check out the session at HR Tech. Okay. And the website is pluto.life, Pluto.life. I highly encourage folks to check them out if you're thinking about how to better sort of get your hands around diversity, inclusion, and belonging issues in your organization and understand what people are really thinking about those issues. Definitely encourage that. So I did that. And then the last thing I did just before, a couple of minutes ago, was get myself organized for WorkHuman Live coming up next week.
Oh, I'll type it in. Hold on, I will type that in as we talk.
That's coming up because that was on my mind because we recorded a podcast yesterday or the day before. God, I can't remember what day it is, with Derek Irvine from WorkHuman, and we talked a little bit about WorkHuman Live. And so I wanted to make sure I was registered and all set for that event, which is next week. I think on the 22nd of October, if I'm not. Yes. 22nd of October next week. Yeah, check it out. Trish, workhumanlive.com. Good job. You figured out the banner on StreamYard. I'm so happy.
I did. Can I tell you, though, I think this is, there's lots of bad that comes with COVID and pandemic and all that we're going through. But one of the nicest things I think has been that for anyone who never had budget to go to some of these large events, who maybe didn't get to HR Tech, didn't get to WorkHuman Live, didn't get to some of these things, or maybe just didn't have time to travel to do that away from your families, like this is the perfect time to do this, right? Get a little taste of it now. I also have to add, I would say explore things too. I'm going to hide this one. Explore things kind of outside of your normal realm too. For example, I am going to be watching the SAP Ariba and Fieldglass procurement videos. And so again, procurement is something that's always very closely aligned with people. It's something we don't necessarily do training on, but there are so many resources out there from all of these vendors on just how to learn other parts of the business, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, really cool. So lots of good stuff, busy. Yeah. Something that's less work and more fun, Trish. I've got an item I wanted to share today.
All right, and then I've got a surprise for you. So.
All right.
Okay.
Our friends at Dunkin' Donuts, Trish, we've talked about them once before with their collaboration with Harpoon Brewery
Right.
for that kind of donut themed 12-pack mix, which I've not yet to be able to get my hands on.
Okay.
But now Dunkin' has gone even further. They've a limited release, maybe in a location near you, the spicy ghost pepper donut, which I cannot wait to try. Little ghost peppery, little donutty thing. Oh, check that out. Google ghost pepper donut. I would try that.
I don't think I would like that at all. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't.
Spice is all the rage. All the kids are talking about it.
Tweet me if you would eat it. I wouldn't eat it. There's no way.
It's blowing up my TikTok. People taking the ghost pepper donut challenge. Just FYI.
Well, I tell you what, I'm not going to eat that. I've been fancy today. Do you ever I was joking. I'm like the kind of girl that'll eat like spray cheese on a chicken and biscuit cracker. But I could also be fancy. So today I was having some really, really nice cheeses and some rustic bakery artisan crisps that
aren't you fancy?
I know. So that was nice. But the big news, I got big news for you and for the audience.
Hold on. Let me just prepare myself for it.
Are you prepared? So I've been clean, like in between working on things, I get up, I take a little break, and I've started just destroying every closet I have, like just getting everything out, literally throwing away. I think because I watched Hoarders recently, and I am not one. But
I think there's a verb for that now. That's condoing, I believe. You can use it. Yeah,
okay. Condo. All right. Well, that's what I'm doing. So anyway,
condo with a K.
I'm going through. Oh, like Marie Kondo.
There you go.
I got you. Now I get it.
Fine.
I'm a little slow.
I'll dial it back.
So in my office, the closet's really nice. It had built-in shelving when I moved in. And so I have a ton of business books and all sorts of stuff, that I've read, but that I probably don't need to keep. So some of those were going to the wayside. But you'll never guess what I found.
I was going to guess your saxophone. No, but it's 100 Years of Solitude.
You kept telling the world to read this book. I have this book.
I hope you start reading it. It's ready for you. You found that for a reason, I'd like to think.
I have to tell you, it's a little intimidating. It is, at least my copy, is 415 pages of small print.
Right. Yeah, smallish print.
Translated from Spanish. I don't know if I can.
They actually did the translation for you, so you don't have to do that part of it. That would be a heavy lift maybe to translate it in your head, but
that might be for me.
They did it for you.
Hey, speaking of Spanish, do you know that? So I recently went to San Francisco, and I was in Chinatown of all places. They had some really nice outdoor areas set up to eat, and it wasn't very busy. And this family came in. A Hispanic family with their little girl who was maybe 3. And of course, she's learning to speak Spanish. And so the parents are talking to her more slowly and whatever. I could understand every single thing they were saying.
So your Spanish level is at a 3-year-old level is what we're saying?
I think it is because I thought it was 0. It's not. If people speak slowly enough, I can actually get it. So yes, if you speak to me like I'm 3, I think I'm good with Spanish. Yeah,
so I have a story it's similar in nature anyway. I went to the dry cleaner for the first time in forever, right? I just had a few shirts I needed to dry clean. I did all those videos for HR Tech last week, so I wore a few different shirts during them. So I take the shirts to the dry cleaner. The lovely woman who owns the dry cleaner near me is from China. I forget her name, but very nice lady. And I hadn't been in there in forever, probably since March, right? So I walked in and she says hello, and I'm so I say ni hao, and she looks at me and she smiles. She goes ni hao, and then she goes rapid fire me in Mandarin. And I'm just that's all I really know is ni hao. I was so embarrassed. I sort of acted like I knew how to speak the language, and I really don't. So that was probably bad by me. She smiled for a second, and then I think was maybe disappointed in me.
Well, you tried. I think, you know what? That's a good thing. So
yeah. Anyway. One other big piece of news, Trish. My other 40-pound dumbbell arrived today. I only had one. I only have 2. That's very big in my life. Very big.
We expect bigger guns then in the future.
Let's go.
Yeah, and for anybody who's wondering, I made you cover them up. this
I
afternoon.
am wearing sleeves today, reluctantly.
I like the sleeves.
Over.
All right. Well, then I'm going to have a good fun rest of the afternoon because can I show you and all of our audience? In my cleaning everything out. Look at these. I have all of these from every HR Tech. I think I've gone to. We have Equifax. We have Dice.com. This little dude was a Dice.com. Who do I have here? Who is this? AMD software. I don't even know. Oh, Oracle. It's Oracle. It's on the end.
There you go.
There's my Oracle one. We have Paychex.
Nice.
Ultimate Software. People Fluent. And Quantum Workforce. So I will miss that. I know what it's on these, actually. I mean, I haven't checked, but it's whenever we would go to HR Tech, they give these out, and it has, some presentations on there and just information about the product and that sort of thing. So I obviously saved them, and I will be checking them out. But yeah, I'll miss that this year. I'll miss that. So anyway, well, have a good rest of your afternoon. And thanks, everyone, as always, for tuning in. We love it. Keep all your questions and comments coming. We love that, too. And we will be back here tomorrow.
Bye for now.